My name is Jude, and I'm a man from Boston, Massachusetts. The story I'm about to tell you is a part of my life that I'll never forget. This is the story of me and my ex-wife, Elena. It was 2:11 a.m. Her side of the bed was empty again. I stared at the ceiling, listening to the gentle hum of her phone in the next room. Not a call, no. It was the soft plastic clicking of fingers typing in the dark, cautious and calculated like a thief rehearsing an escape. I didn't move, just lay still. The door creaked as she slipped back into bed. Her breathing slowed in a pretense of sleep, but I heard her heart. It raced against her ribs like a rabbit in a snare. She thought I didn't know, but I felt it the moment the shift began, the longer showers, the turned-away phone, the late-night errands that smelled of unfamiliar cologne. But tonight, something was different. She touched my phone, and not like a curious partner. No, like a locksmith. 3 weeks earlier, I received a notification from my bank's security system. An unusual login attempt from her device at midnight. I dismissed it at first, but then came the second time and the third. She wasn't just snooping. She was mapping. One morning, she smiled too brightly at me across the breakfast table. "You should really change your wallpaper," she said. "That fingerprint glitch on your phone is annoying." I nodded, smiled back, and took my coffee like poison, one slow sip at a time. That very night, $400,000 was transferred from one of my investment accounts. It wasn't a theft. It was a surgical extraction, quiet, clean, and gone. When I checked the security footage from the home office, she was in her robe, sipping wine, inputting account numbers as if she were checking the weather. She didn't even look nervous. I didn't confront her. Instead, I let her think she had won. I went about my days calmly, methodically, like a robot. She mistook my calm for naivety. She was wearing new jewelry now, a different perfume. Her phone had new codes that I had already cracked. When she left for a weekend retreat, I followed the transactions. First-class tickets to San Francisco, a boutique hotel booked under his name. She didn't even bother to hide the booking trail. She wanted me to know. That's what stung. Not the money, not even the affair, but the performance. It was like I was some slow-witted husband she could laugh about with her side lover. I started moving pieces, setting alerts, and redirecting funds. And the most satisfying part? The $400,000 she took wasn't liquid. It was bait, an internal sandbox account, specifically wired to trace every transaction. I watched her spend it like a child in a candy store. I let her believe she was consuming me. She returned 3 days ago, with tan lines, shopping bags, and a smug grin painted across her lips. She dropped her suitcase in the hall like royalty returning from a conquest. She tossed my phone on the table. "Noah," she purred, "I really enjoyed spending your $400K. I looked at her and let out a soft, hollow laugh that made her smile twitch. She froze. "What's funny?" I stood, walked to the safe, opened it in silence, and took out a single manila envelope. I placed it on the table between us. Inside were printouts, transaction reversals, fraud reports, his name, his passport flagged in 4 systems. All of it traced. Every trace of the trail was now returned. Every lie was now evidence. She opened it, and the color drained from her face as if someone had turned off the sun. "You spent Monopoly money," I said, my voice cold as steel. "I just watched the game." She stumbled over her words, reaching for excuses that hadn't been rehearsed. "But how?" I cut her off. "You weren't careful. You were confident." That was her flaw. Not greed, not lust, but arrogance. I tapped the envelope again. "He's flagged. Immigration has his name. Interpol has his transfers. Your face is on every transaction. You didn't steal from me." She swallowed hard. "You stole from yourself." Her voice cracked. "You can't prove intent." I leaned closer. "You installed a spyware app on your husband's phone, transferred funds to an account connected to a known fraudster, and spent it under his name. I didn't know it was. You knew exactly what it was." Silence stretched like a noose. "I've already spoken to my lawyer," I said. "Divorce papers are signed. A police report has been filed. They'll come for you tomorrow morning." She gasped. "You'll destroy me?" "No, you did that to yourself." She cried in the hallway that night, her big, dramatic sobs echoing against the walls she had once decorated with fake smiles. I didn't watch. I slept in my office. The next morning she was gone. 2 police officers came later. One glanced at the file. Typical case, he muttered. People always think they're smarter than the system. But she wasn't up against the system. She was up against me. And I don't react. I calculate. I let you walk just far enough, and then I pull the ground out from beneath you. She used my phone to try to destroy me, but I designed it to watch her burn.